The dust of Willow Creek carried the whispers of many cruel stories, but none as pitiful as that of Clara Mayfield, the girl her own kin called too plain to be loved. Born to a family that valued charm more than character, Clara had always been the quiet shadow behind her sisters, both celebrated for their beauty, their curls, and their way of catching a man's eye. Clara, with her simple braid, her unpainted face, and her gentle voice, was invisible in a world that only admired glitter. When her father's debts piled high like the tumbleweeds outside their small ranch, the unthinkable happened. The Mayfields decided that one daughter could be traded to save them all. The suitor was not really a suitor, just a traveling trader known for buying help. He'd offered good money for a hard-working girl, one who won't talk too much. And so, without a tear or a word of goodbye, Clara was handed over like livestock at dawn. No one even looked back when she left. Her mother adjusted her bonnet and said, "Maybe this is for the best." Clara sat silent in the back of the wagon, her heart thudding with humiliation and disbelief. The sky stretched endlessly above her, free, vast, golden, while she, the daughter of a rancher, was bound tighter than ever. But fate has a way of hiding miracles and heartbreak. When the wagon broke down miles away, near the edge of Red Hollow Ranch, the man cursed and stomped off to fetch water. That's when she heard the sound of hooves, steady, powerful, confident. A horse rode up carrying a tall man with eyes that missed nothing. He wore the dust of the plains proudly, his hat low, his jaw strong with purpose. "You all right, miss?" he asked, his voice calm but commanding. Clara hesitated, then nodded. "I'm fine," she lied. He glanced at the wagon, the trader's whip, the marks of rough travel. "Don't look it," he said simply. "You've been wronged." That man was Luke Granger, the wealthiest rancher in 3 counties, known not for arrogance, but for fairness. He had more land than he could count, more cattle than most could dream of. But in that moment, all he saw was a frightened young woman with honesty written across her face. When the trader returned, Luke's gaze hardened. "How much for the girl?" he asked coldly. The man laughed. "You got coin? She ain't much to look at, but she's strong." Luke didn't flinch. He pulled out a pouch and tossed it to the man. "I'll take her." Clara didn't understand. "Sir, you don't even know me," she whispered. Luke met her eyes, calm, unwavering. "Maybe not, but I can tell you've been treated wrong long." "Enough." He helped her down from the wagon as if she were made of glass, his touch gentle but firm. And for the first time in her life, someone looked at Clara like she mattered. Not for her face, not for her worth, but for her being. The journey back to Red Hollow was quiet. Luke rode ahead, letting her ride his horse while he walked beside it. The sun bled into the horizon, and Clara felt the warmth of it on her face, something she hadn't felt inside her heart for years. At the ranch, she was given a small room, a clean dress, and a plate of food that made her eyes fill with tears. No one shouted. No one compared her. No one told her she was plain. The other ranch hands greeted her kindly, respecting Luke's word. "She's under my protection." Weeks passed, and Clara began to find herself again. She worked hard, tended to the horses, and smiled shyly when Luke spoke to her. He'd watch her sometimes, not with desire but with quiet admiration. He saw the steadiness in her hands, the patience in her heart. And one evening, as the sky turned purple and gold, he told her softly, "You don't have to hide who you are here, Clara. Beauty's not what shines on the face. It's what endures when everything else fades." Little did Clara know that this man, this quiet protector, was falling deeply, helplessly in love with her. Not because she was extraordinary by the world's measure, but because she was real in a world full of masks. Months rolled by, and life at Red Hollow changed in small but certain ways. The ranch hands noticed Luke smile more often, and the housekeeper whispered that the big ranch finally felt like a home again. Clara, once a girl traded away like property, now stood tall with purpose. She had learned how to ride, how to read weather signs, and how to laugh without fear. Yet deep down, she still believed she was unworthy of love. After all, how could the richest rancher in Texas ever see her? A girl the world called too plain. One evening a storm tore through the plains. The wind howled, the cattle scattered, and Clara, ignoring warnings, ran out into the rain to help a trapped calf. Lightning split the sky as Luke rode after her. When he found her, drenched and trembling but refusing to leave the frightened animal, his heart broke and healed all at once. He pulled her close, shouting over the rain, "Clara, you could have died!" She looked up at him, her hair plastered to her face, her voice trembling. "You once said beauty's what endures." "Then let me endure beside you." Something inside him gave way. He cupped her face, the rain streaming between their hands, and whispered, "I've searched half my life for something real. I found it the moment I saw you." The storm quieted, as if nature itself was listening. When they returned to the ranch, Luke didn't wait another day. He stood before everyone, the ranch hands, the housekeeper, even the preacher who had come by for shelters, and said, "I bought her once to free her. But today, I ask her to stay because she's the only face I want to see for the rest of my life." Clara's tears fell freely, not from pain this time, but from joy too vast to contain. "You don't even see me as others do," she whispered. Luke smiled softly. "That's right. I see you." And when he placed his hat on her head, a gesture of both honor and love, the entire ranch erupted in cheers. Years later, folks would still talk about the woman who was sold for being plain but became the pride of Red Hollow. They said the ranch thrived like never before, that Luke's laughter filled the valley, and that Clara's kindness became legend. She turned her pain into purpose, her scars into stories that healed others. And when travelers passed through and asked Luke why he never remarried, his answer was always the same. Because once you've seen the only face you want forever, you stop looking for anything else. So remember, beauty fades. Wealth shifts, but kindness, courage, and truth remain forever. Be like Clara. Let your worth shine from the inside out.